Oh,
I don't even know what that was, bro. They need to sub me in. I'm getting ready to play. Because, man, I want you to start because if I talk right now, it's going to be very bad.
well, it wasn't a good weekend for New York sports as a whole. Uh, the Giants, they lost to the Saints in a game that we said needed to be a must-win. And they came out and they looked absolutely terrible. I believe they have 5 turnovers in the game.
They beat themselves. To the Saints, bro. To the winless Saints.
And then on top of that, the Jets also lost. For any Jets fans out there that might be watching, they got absolutely demolished by the Dallas Cowboys. And on the baseball side of things, the Yankees dropped game 1 to the Toronto Blue Jays. And at the time of this recording, Toronto is up, I believe, 5-0 in the bottom of the fourth with Vladdy up. So, for me, I'm just more disappointed. Obviously, I'm a Mets fan, so obviously, the game that's affecting me the most right now is the Giants because this was a game they needed to win. And there's no question about it. This is a game they needed to win, and they came out and they looked horrible as Vladdy just hit a grand slam. So it is 9-0 Toronto.
You know what? We're going a little off script here. We're going to watch it together. Because I'm behind. Let me raise the volume.
So here you guys go. You guys get a little bit of a live reaction.
Little sneak peek of how our weekend's going.
And there is a ball driven out to left field, and it is gone. And Vladdy goes deep, and it is 9-0 Toronto. They are pouring it on the Yankees.
New York
I
sports is
mean,
absolutely terrible.
I mean, I don't know what to look forward to at this point. I mean, at this point, I'm just waiting for
Knicks, I
basketball
guess.
season to start. Because this weekend was an utter disaster for New York sports. And if you are from the New York area or you root for any team in the New York area, I'm assuming that you did not have a good weekend because every team that played this weekend did absolutely terrible. And I have to mention it as a Mets fan, but somehow, even with the Mets not playing, it was a comical weekend because Juan Soto had the nerve to post on his Instagram that he is flying to Cancun. A known joke around the league that when you get eliminated from contention, your team is going to Cancun, and that is exactly where Juan Soto's going. Literally, he is going to Cancun. I mean, let's break down the Giants game because in the first quarter, early in the game, the Giants looked good. They did look good from Jamie Gillian and his kickoffs to driving the ball down the field. The connection between Jackson Dart and Theo Johnson was working early. And the Giants jumped out to an early lead. They scored on their opening possession. It was 7-0 at one point. I think at one point it was 14-3, I believe. I don't want to get that wrong. Maybe
Yeah,
14-6.
it's
Um,
14-3.
Yeah, the Giants had 14 points early in this game and they ended up losing 26-14. And honestly, the story of the day for the Giants was the turnovers. I believe they finished the season with the game with 5 turnovers, and I believe it was 5 turnovers on 5 consecutive possessions. Dart fumbled, he threw 2 picks. Scatterboo fumbled. Darius Slayton, I mean,
He's dreadful, bro.
He also had a ball knocked out for a fumble late in that second quarter, and also earlier in that second quarter he dropped a bomb by Jackson Dart that could
He
have
dropped two.
completely changed the outcome of this game. Those two plays right there. But the fact of the matter is there's some positives that come out of this game, and by there's some I mean the only one positive I can think of is the Giants didn't look like they were having trouble driving the ball down the field. But it was when they got to enemy territory that these fumbles occurred and they were turning the ball over. But they just really need to clean up the turnovers because they really didn't struggle getting down the field. It's not like they were really getting stopped. You know what I mean? I didn't really see Jamie Gillian punt that much in this game. It was just the turnovers. The turnovers were dreadful, and this loss could have easily been avoided.
Yeah. Um, we're gonna this podcast gonna be jumping around a lot because this is kind of an emergency podcast. It was gonna originally be a Monday night. We were a Monday podcast. We were hoping for a win, but we lost, so we kind of rushed it. But my overall thoughts on the game, not many. Dart looked good at the beginning, then fell apart, as did the whole team, though. The defense didn't show up. Obviously, they didn't get a single sack. I don't know how many pressures they got. I was kind of watching it on red zone, so it was kind of going back and forth. And yeah, it just looked bad. It was five turnovers. Like three of them weren't even forced. Like Slayton fumbling the ball, he was barely touched. The dart was barely touched. Like the team didn't want to win. Like we thought they were going to come out and just pounce on the Saints, the low life Saints, the no win Saints, and they just didn't. It was honestly hard to watch, and like I'm very frustrated. But I'm a little bit better now because well we do have a game in 4 days, and while that's going to be probably worse, um, there's
I
just not
I hate
there.
to I hate to
I'm
break it to you, but Dalton Varsho just went deep to make it 11-zip Toronto. So
This
there's
game's over, so down 2-zip. What a
Will
showing.
Warren is in the game for the Yankees right now, which is a little confusing because I'm assuming he was supposed to start a game in this series. But
No, he wasn't. But
but
the,
back on the Giants point, I
what a
mean,
showing, bro. This is just a terrible showing by like our teams, and it just leaves us with no words. Like there's no backing up how shitty these teams are, bro. There really isn't. But I'll say this: I'm glad that the Giants they lost this game. I'm not saying I'm glad because they lost, but I'm saying that at least they're not fooling us. They would have won this game. We would have been fooled into thinking we had a season, and now we know we don't have a season. This season's over. And I'm not saying look forward to the draft because again we look forward to the draft every year. But one thing we could look forward to is Dable gone, Sheen gone, everybody gone. They need to start fresh. I think it's
yeah,
time.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely a poor performance. I honestly, I don't have any hope for this team pulling out a win on Thursday Night Football against the Eagles. The only thing that we can hope for is that they show us something. They show us something that they didn't show us this week against the Saints. We have to hope
Mhm.
that they play up to their competition
Yeah,
the
have some
rest of the way.
positives. Yeah.
Honestly, like we said, this could have been a completely different game. It could have been a completely different outcome if these turnovers didn't occur. Because, like I said, the Giants really didn't have trouble driving down the field for the most part. And I
Yeah, it
still
was really
believe
the fumbles.
Jackson Dart, he still showed flashes of being really good. Um, I think he was starting to get a little bit pissed off on you know, the fumbles and the drop passes, and then he ended up, fumbling himself. But I think that the Giants can still show something on Thursday night against the Eagles. They have way too much talent on this team to not at least show that they have something there
Hmm.
because they have the talent. They just need to produce. And I gotta bring up the defense because although the defense didn't allow a lot of the points. I mean, they did, but at the same time, obviously they were on the field a lot with all the turnovers and all that occurring. But I mean, how does this pressure from the line not get to the quarterback once in this game? I mean, how does Dexter Lawrence not get to the quarterback once? I mean, Brian Burns was getting pressures, but no sacks. They didn't finish the job on getting to the quarterback once against the Saints, and that's a cause for concern. And then the secondary. I mean, my God, I don't know what I am watching when I watch the Giants secondary. I mean, it looks absolutely dreadful. The flags, the holding penalties, the defensive pass interferences, the blown coverages over and over and over. And not to look obviously too far ahead, I know you mentioned the draft and I'll mention it real quick, but if this secondary continues to play the way they are playing, whether the Giants have the first pick in the draft, the eighth pick, or the 12th pick, they are almost forcing the Giants' hand into drafting the best possible DB they can.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, they have looked absolutely horrible. And, you know, the main guy that just comes to mind for me is Deontay Banks. A first round draft pick for us. He's moved into what? Our DB4?
He's
He's our DB
finito.
4?
He's the punt. He's the freaking punt returner.
Yeah.
He's trash.
And it's just unbelievable that a first round pick would, a first round DB would produce like this. Where, let's be honest, when we drafted him, we thought, okay, this guy could actually be pretty good, and it just has not been the case for him, and it has not um been the results we wanted out of him or out of any of the secondary for that matter.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's defense. Like, I mean, coaching. Sorry, I think it has to do more with the coaching. Obviously, some of the players do suck, like Banks. I just think Bowen is his defensive schemes really do suck because even a guy like Drew Phillips, who's done really good, he leads the league in pass deflections. I saw earlier, he has a couple interceptions this year. He still leads the league in penalties. That has to be something. It has to be something going on with the coaching. I know these players like aren't that very good, but they signed Adebo, they signed Holland in the secondary, but yet they still get burned for that big play, that 87-yard catch. It's like I don't know. We could say it's the players. We could blame it on the secondary all we want, but I don't know. The coaching to me is just terrible. It's just bad. I don't think this is a system of winning, and that's really what it came down to this game because they got the lead early, like and the defense, like you said, being on the field a lot did hurt them. But I don't know, man. I really do think the coaching needs to be gone. Like that's my biggest takeaway, though.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue that when you look at the talent that they have on their defense.
Yeah.
Obviously, their secondary lacks a little bit, but they picked up Paulson Adebo in the offseason. But I mean, when you look at that, what should be um, a great, uh, a lot of pressure getting at the quarterback, it really hasn't been. I mean, Brian Burns has been good, but I mean, I thought this team was going to be racking up sacks this year, and they really haven't. And it
Mhm.
showed blatantly today with 0-4 Saints team. And you didn't. I don't believe they recorded a single sack in the game, unless they did later in the fourth quarter.
No, they didn't.
Um, but that's a cause for concern when you look at the talent. Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence. I mean, it it's honestly sad. I mean, I don't really have any other words to say other than it's disappointing and it needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed soon. Because if you aren't going to be getting to the quarterback as much as you should with this defense, and you're about to play the Eagles two of your next three games, and then followed by teams like the Lions and the Packers, and the list just goes on and on and on. How are you going to win a game? I mean, seriously, because I believe that this team has the talent to go out there and upset some teams this year, but it's just a matter of how they play. because you can have all the talent in the world, but at the end of the day, you got to go out there and you got to play 60 minutes of football. And at the end of the day, the Giants have the talent. They have the young talent. They have they should have a good defense. And Jackson Dart has shown flashes of being good. And even when the offensive line collapses a little bit, Jackson Dart has been very good at finding a way out, finding a way outside of the pressure, and being able to scramble for yards. So they have something to build off of. They have the players to do it. They have to put it together, though. And they have to figure it out quick because they do not have a full week of preparation. They have to turn the page because they have another game in 4 days. And
Yeah.
they have to do it quick because if they do not clean up what they did today, it is going to be an absolute massacre in Philadelphia on Thursday.
Yep. I guess do you want to go to the game preview for Thursday, or because I have no more worries of this game, bro. I'm trying to put this in the rear view.
Yeah, we
This
can, but before we do, I just quickly want to recap the Jets because they also took an L
to
this
the
weekend
Cowboys, right?
to the
Yeah.
Cowboys and pretty I would say blowout fashion. I mean, the final score ended up being 37-22, but I think at one point it was like 31-10 or something like that along the lines. So the Jets kind of got hot towards the end in the fourth quarter, but it was too little, too late.
Yeah, they
They
always
fell
do that.
short. The Cowboys, I gotta give Dak Prescott credit, even though I am a Giants fan. He has looked good so far this season. But the Jets, they moved to 0-5. They're still winless. They've lost on multiple game winning field goals. And this is a team that we thought might be different going into this year under Aaron Glenn. Um, but it really just hasn't produced. And the Jets are another team where, they have talent on their team. They're not talentless. They have talent on their team. They're just another team that's not producing and can't find a way to get a win. So, not much to say about the Jets. I mean, they moved to 0-5 on the season. They have the Broncos next week who who is coming off of a victory against the Philadelphia Eagles. They defeated the Eagles today by a score of 21-17.
Yeah, they came in.
So the Jets are going to be taking on the 3-2 Broncos and what is going to be another challenging game for them against a team who was in the playoffs last year. And we now move on to the Thursday night football, where it will be two teams coming off losses. The Eagles took a loss to the Broncos 21-17, as I just said, and the Saints defeated the Giants this week by a score of 26-14. So Giants Eagles Thursday night football, and I believe this game is in Philadelphia, or is
No,
it?
it's in MetLife.
Oh, it is in MetLife. All right, so my bad for the comments I said about it being a massacre in Philadelphia. It's going to be a massacre in MetLife. Um, but to kind of talk about my point of this Giants team not being a terrible team, I think they have the talent. I do believe in this team to bounce back. I don't think they get a win here against the Eagles. I just don't think they coming off of a loss against the Saints, I mean, they would really need to have everything clicking. And not only that, but now you're going to be facing a pissed off Eagles team who just lost to the Denver Broncos in a game where they could have won. So I think the Giants are going to show some flashes of being good. Obviously, the Eagles are the Super Bowl defending Super Bowl champions, but I'm just going to start off with my prediction so that I could just give you the floor so you can say what you think. But
Mm.
um, I think the Giants are going to show some flashes of being a solid team. Uh, it's going to be hard to stop this Eagles defense. I mean, this Eagles offense, and it's going to be hard to score on this Eagles defense. They're a very good all around team. But with that being said, I think the Giants are going to lose this one by a score of 24-18. So I think it is going to be a little bit of a closer matchup than you might think. Maybe like 27-18. but final prediction, I'll go 24-18, because I do believe that this defense needs to break out at some point. It's a Thursday night football game, so I feel like Thursday night football games tend to be a little bit more on the lower scoring side. But I'm gonna go 24-18. Um, I think it's gonna be one of those games where it's close by score, but as Giants fans, it's gonna feel like we're getting blown out. But I think the offense will show something. Uh, but at the end of the day, I think the Eagles are gonna win this one, 24-18. But that's what I think.
Yeah, you're more you're being more generous than I am because this is not going to be a good week for us. I think the Giants lose this game 40-7, and I think it's gonna be the worst game you'll ever. I think the game will be off. You will be clicking off Amazon Prime at about 8:50 because the game's gonna start at 8:20. You'll be gone 30 minutes after, and you'll be see ya on this by the time the second quarter starts. Because this game is not gonna be close. The Eagles are pissed off. They just lost. They were up 14-3 with like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they lost that game against the Broncos. This game's not going to be close. The talent is just they have a better team than us, obviously. But I don't even know if I watch. Like I'll probably I'll probably will watch because Thursday at 8. There's not much going on. But
Yeah.
like I'm not excited. Um, I
I mean,
like
especially because the Yankees probably won't even
the Yankees will
make.
be the Yankees are done on the next game they play. So don't even have to worry about the Yankees. We could just go on with our playoff predictions for the MLB. Like Yankees are done. The Giants are also more done. I'm excited for the Knicks. That's what I'll have to say. But for the Giants, I think the score prediction 40-7. And you know what? They're gonna take a 7-0 lead too. They're gonna score first because they get the ball first, and it's gonna be 40 unanswered. And it's gonna be the worst
Okay.
game you'll ever watch. You
So
watch.
so basically, this is shades of Giants Cowboys opening night a couple of years ago.
Yep. They get the
All
field
right,
goal
so
first, and then 40 unanswered, and that's it.
that's it, ball game. All right, well, I think that basically wraps it up for us. I mean,
I do
an
want to
absolute.
show you this though, real quick, before we finish it off here. You see what that is, guys? That's a nice and
That is
excited Juan Soto. He is excited to be in Cancun right now.
he definitely is, and he's
That's the
asking
only
for
thing
the
that I
big.
can laugh about because I have my Yankees and my Giants who both suck,
Yeah.
and they
Well,
just hit
uh,
another home run. It's 12-zip.
so
Springer
there
just hit
you
a
go.
homer.
12 zip is the score as we end things here.
That
Mets obviously not in the playoffs. Giants took an L, probably going to take a whole lot more in 2025 and in early 2026. The Jets are in contention for the number one draft pick in the 2026 NFL draft. And hopefully, God willing, Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks can save in New York City.
I hope. I hope so, man. Because I'll tell you what, our team suck. No other way to
Just
put it, man.
an absolute dreadful weekend for New York sports. But thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram if you haven't
All right.
already.
Yeah. I hope our suffering could bring you guys some happiness because maybe you guys aren't New York fans or wherever your team you root for, but I hope us suffering brings a smile to y'all faces because right now we're not smiling at all.
No, it's definitely not a good feeling. So hopefully, when we release another one of these Giants videos after Friday's game, not expecting it to be Victory Friday, but hopefully we have a little bit of better things to say about the Giants.
Yep.
But thank you guys for watching. Like I said, make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you drop a like on this video. You can also follow us on Spotify if you want to listen to the audio version of this. The video is also up on there. But I appreciate you guys watching, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Peace.